What's up guys, this is Destiny Cat, and a while back I made a Green Arrow kind of setup slash, I wasn't really a guide, it was more of like an overview over the character and what his strengths were and why I thought he was the Meta Slayer. But I've gotten some requests that I do a combo guide instead, regarding some of his B&Bs, some of his optimals, how you end your combos, you know, what to expect with him. So let's get into to Green Arrow and some of his combos. Alright, so the basic Green Arrow combo is this one. I'm gonna show you actually. So it requires, there's three ways you can set it up. First, you need like an ice arrow. That's an easy way to do it. So you freeze someone with an ice arrow, for example, and after that you get a back free, you get jump free into 1-1-1 and arrow reload, and you can get either. So you have to remember with this is that, let's say for example you do ice arrow and you freeze someone. If I try to go for the ice arrow again on the reload, it's not gonna work. I'm just gonna get the arrow instead. So you actually have to do another arrow than the ice arrow. That's kind of part of his design. Kind of sucks. You can't like do ice arrow, freeze them, launch them, and then go for another ice arrow reload. You have to actually do another arrow. But that's the basic combo. So you freeze them, and you go back free, jump free, 1-1-1 into arrow reload, and this does like no damage, so you know. Now if you want more damage, you know, in the launcher into this, back free, jump free, and then we got the same thing in 32%. Now it's not a lot again, but Green Arrow, you know, you don't have to do that much damage because you are not trying to do that much damage. You are just trying to play the tempo game basically. Knock them away. This does a little bit more damage if you do over 1-1-1. That's 39 actually. So, you know, still a lot of damage. This does a lot of damage actually, look at this. It's just because I was doing a string that didn't do that much damage, 39%. That's like the basic combo. A lot of ways you can set it up. You know, anything into down forward 1 is gonna work into that, and then 1-1-1. You can also enable other strings if you feel fancy. You can do like that may be a little bit hard, back 1-4 or back 1-3, but you can do like 2-2-3 instead if you wanna. Like that, arrow reload, same thing, right? A little bit less damage, but you know, you get that. Maybe like a little bit farther away, you know. But 1-1-1 is the best way to end for sure. If you want to side switch, you can do something like this. Like say you're in the corner, you want to be out of the corner, you can do anything into this. Again, back free, run under, standing free, that, and then 1-1-1 into arrow reload. Something you have to keep in mind when you do this combo is that you have to actually do this in like the opposite direction that you were facing before. So you run under and now you're on the other side, so you gotta do it. If you look at my inputs over there on the side, you can see that I'm doing it like that. There you go, 40% for that. A little bit more damage, and you get the side switch, which is really good because sometimes you want to switch sides. Maybe there's an interactable on the other side of the stage. Maybe you want to be out of the corner. A lot of different applications for why you want to switch sides. Now that's the basic like mid-screen Green Arrow combos. It's pretty basic. Not much to say about it, honestly. If you have like a background bounce, you can do something like this. Or maybe do jump 2 instead actually. Try to remember all these combos. It's been a while since I played Arrow. I played Injustice at all. There you go, like that, 45. Get the arrow reload. It's just a basic one, you know. There's probably other things you can do. Experiment a little bit. You can definitely find some cool shit. You can get another 1-1-1 in there for 44. That's a little bit less damage, but you get the idea. Now that's just like basics. There's optimal as well. I'm sure that optimal if I can do it actually. It's a lot harder, but it requires a dash under like that and then into a back free like that. See, that's a lot harder, but does more damage. This is like optimal. It's really hard to do, and I drop it sometimes. But today I guess I'm just lucky. You can even get that off it. 44. You know, way more damage. You still get the side switch. You still get the normal combo. And the reason you want to do this is because obviously more damage, but also because, you know, doing more special moves builds more bar, which which is going to be useful if you're playing with arrow, because anytime you have bar, you can do meter bend slide in into that, for example, or meter bend savage blast with some trickery, or stuff like that. So that's something you have to keep in mind as well. But yeah, let me show you the optimal one more time, just so you get the idea of it. So dash under, just a slight dash and back 3, and then you can do, side switch or this. Again, don't want to end in this unless it kills. Maybe if you take the round, even if it takes the round, you don't want to do it, you just want the arrow. If it kills the opponent or the last life bar, then sure, in with this, because you're gonna win the game anyway. So might as well just do that last damage, right? But a lot of green arrow players, what they do is that they end with this, and you don't want to do that because you don't get any kind of follow-up. You don't have any kind of follow-up. You knock the opponent away. You have no arrow reloads. You can't zone them. Why would you knock the opponent away if you don't have the good arrow to zone them? It doesn't make sense. Alright, what else can you do? You can do this kind of combo if you're feeling fancy. Actually, you can get a jump in there as well. Let me try that actually. So you freeze them with an arrow. Actually, it's a little bit hard to do. See, I can do it actually. So you jump 2-2-3 into the arrow, and then you get a back 3 off that. I don't do this a lot because my execution on it is kinda but it is worth it also because you can switch arrows here again if you want, or you can just stick with the switch into the electric arrow if you want. It's a pretty easy combo. It's not very hard to do. You just got to practice it. I just haven't practiced it. That's why I keep dropping it. You can see there, I got it again. You can even do stuff like that where you threatening the arrow, you can put it back, stuff like that, right? Green arrow, you always want to be setting up for more potential after your combos. You want to keep the pressure up, keep zoning them, keep harassing them. You don't want to end your combos too early and then have nothing to follow up with. Because once you have to reload in neutral, that's when green arrow becomes a lot worse. You mainly don't want to reload in neutral. You want to reload when the opponent can't do anything about it, and that's basically it. Now that's like the basic B&Bs. If you hit, otherwise you'll be doing things like this or this, or we talked about this in my last guide or whatever. If you haven't watched it yet, then check it out if you wanna know how to play arrow. Another thing to keep in mind, let's say you get someone with like that. You get like that, for example. It's just like if you hit confirm that, because you can't really get anything else off that. So might as well. That doesn't really work, but again, it's not that it's not that serious. You just gotta keep them away, keep them at a distance. There's no reason to try to do an optimal if you're gonna drop it every time. Make sure you actually have practiced your combos and know how to do them before you into a real match. Stuff like that, right? Now, what else is there to talk about? Well, if you what about anti-airs? That's a good one, right? So we record the gonna record the AI here. Do a jump attack here. I'm sure you can do this actually. I've seen Yamini do this one. I've definitely seen Yamini do this one. It has to be like above you, I think. Okay, maybe that doesn't work, huh? You can like slide off it. I like doing just down twos by itself, and then into whatever I want. Background bounce here, for example. There is something you have to know about green arrow is background bounce generally, and it's like really hard to get a background bounce off of his back free off of his background bounce. Let me actually default here. Okay, stop doing it. There we go. Alright, so let's say you get someone with like something like this. You can see how I'm like behind them now. You have to like, maybe you can do like a run back and like that. No, you can't really do that. It's like, it's kind of weird. If you hit someone with like a because of his fall free goes so far forward, it's kind of hard to like hit them on the way down. Something to keep in mind as well. But yeah, as for anti-airs, I like doing this by itself because you get a free arrow reload if it hits, if they jump in. I like doing like stuff like this. or even like just back up, because you might as well back up like that. You can do down twos into, you know, all kinds of things. Not gonna go into too much detail on that one because it's kind of simple. You can do like down two into 1-1 into this, for example, and then like maybe a 3-3 off it, stuff like that, right? It's not really that difficult, honestly. But yeah, then again, that's the basic combo there. Now, as for corner combos, this is where Green Arrow gets insanely good, because he's got a lot of damage in the corner. So let's say you hit someone with your, this is like the basic one, this is like a meatless one. If you hit someone with your, with this string right here, then this is the best follow-up I found, which is this into Savage Blast into, you know, whatever you want. I like Slide here because it sets up for his corner game, which we've established in the last early video I made, which is stuff like, you know, this, right? Always end in Slide in the corner because you get kind of the cross-up setup, which is really annoying to deal with for the opponent. So always end in that. What if you hit someone with, you know, this, for example? You can get like a back 3 there, or forward 3 there, and then you can actually get that again. It's kind of hard to do. I only go for it because I drop it every time. But you have to be like at the right altitude. It's kind of weird in this one. But it's the most damaging combo. But it's kind of hard to do, so I like to stay away from it. Yeah, it's way too high right now, so. Try that again, actually. I know I can get that. I know it's possible. It's kind of hard because you have to be like at the right altitude. I don't really go for it, like I said, but I'm gonna show it to you if I can. There you go. 43. The one I go for is this one. It's like. Oh, that doesn't work. Let's do 3-3 instead. Okay, got it. Nope, doesn't work either. Okay. Been a while, guys. Been a while. There you go. Try it. Did I get a 4-3 down? I don't think I did. Oh, no. Again. I fucked up. Again, it's one of the things you gotta keep practicing. There you go, like that. 42. Again, does actually one less damage, so it's not really worth doing the other one if you can't do it. But that's the corner combos. Again, if you ever hit someone with a jump 3, because Greener's jump 3 is really godlike, you know, it goes really far. Hit someone with that, you can get like an easy like conversion of that. Like that, right? Or like in Slide or whatever you want. What else is there to talk about? I think that's about it. Is there anything else? Maybe if you're someone with like a Mealman forward 3, because that's part of his thing, you can get that off it if you want. You can even, you know, get this off it as well. There you go. 42. Again, you know, experiment a little bit. These are just the combos I use personally. I think as long as you just do some damage with your combos and get the arrow reload, I think that's the most important thing for at least playing him at a semi-competitive casual level. If you really get up to that like high level with him, you have to actually do the optimals, I'd say, because you want to get as much damage as possible. You don't want to touch the opponent more than necessary. You want to you don't want to make them, you know, have them do less damage than you have to do, because every time the opponent has to guess again, you are basically doing less damage than you could be doing. So that's his basic like B&Bs that I want to talk about in this video. Again, go and practice, experiment, watch some clips of people playing Green Arrow that are really good with him, like Yamini and you know, Sunio and stuff like that. Get a feeling for the character. If you like the character, keep playing him. He's definitely worth it. He just has good matchups all around. He rewards you a lot for playing patiently, for playing the tempo game. He's wouldn't say beginner friendly. I say he's pretty intermediate, but pretty fun to play, man. Pretty fun to play. And really, really annoying in some matchups for sure. That's been it for me right now, guys. Hope this combo video was helpful. And this is Destinycat.